What's going on, nerds? Welcome back to another episode of Comic Book Nerd Nation, episode 171. You got what you got last week. It's myself, Fox2, and we got Pirate. Oh, classy. Yeah, so let's dive right in, because I know I always say let's jump right in. Let's dive right in and start talking. I know that this is something that both you and I want to talk about this week.
Yes.
So last week, I had not heard anything, just as an update, I had not heard anything about the Nintendo Switch until last week's podcast. And you were just like talking about it, and how excited you were and everything else. And the very next day, my wife was like, I really, really want one of those things. I really want one of those things. And, you know, you can't really say no to a pregnant woman. I don't know if you know this, but
You can, but it's a health hazard.
it's yeah, you just don't. You just don't. So
No man has tried it yet.
I
It's-
didn't
it's- we don't know
pre-order
what will
one.
happen.
I didn't pre-order one. We didn't go to the midnight release or anything, so we just Craiglisted it, and got it for about release price. Barely paid more than release price for it, and I think between you and I spent like $30 more than you, and
Well, but I bought a package though.
but you also got the Pro controller.
Yeah, and Legends of Zelda.
Right. No, I'm including that.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
including what we paid for Legend of Zelda. I think we paid like $30 more. So the guy gave me a pretty good deal, and we got it last Saturday. So, and you got yours. You kind of got screwed though, because it came a couple days later than you thought it was going to.
Well, here's mine was really fucked up because I got it. I ordered it Friday from GameStop. And
Did they
it
not
was-
have any in stock?
No, it was in stock when I ordered it because that's specifically what I did was because I've been reading that a lot of Nintendos were going to be. I heard that even though they were unavailable everywhere after because pretty much day one when they announced it is when the only day you could pre-order. Then after that I heard that they were stopping the pre-order. They weren't actually out. They just stopped the pre-order because they didn't want someone to take like a $10,000 loan out and buy fucking as many as they could and then sell them at crazy prices because that's what I guess has happened in the past with Nintendo systems. So what they did was they stopped it, and I heard that Friday they was going to have a small amount on all the big sites that sells them.
Mm-hmm.
So I looked on Amazon, didn't find any. Looked on eBay, found them, but eBay obviously would have been the people who, the blood suckers for prices.
Yeah, they were
so I was
trying
like,
to kill you on them.
yeah. So I was like, fuck that. And plus, nobody on eBay actually had them yet, or most people didn't actually have them yet. It was just a pre-release thing. So then I was like, well, let me try GameStop, and because GameStop's usually harder to find, I think, sometimes because they're always unavailable.
Because that's where everybody goes first, typically.
Exactly. So I went to GameStop. And they had two systems. They didn't have the neons, which I didn't really want the neon system anyways.
Is that the one with the red and blue controllers?
Yeah, I thought it was kind of childish.
Yeah.
But still, I kind of think it actually looks kind of cool the more I look at it. But so they had two gray systems, both Legends of Zelda Breath of the Wild packages that had one system had the system, the console, the Pro controller, the game, and it was $429, and then they had another one that also had everything of that but included the strategy guide, and it was $454, and everything was sold at cost obviously, but you just had to buy it all one time. So I was like, fuck it, dropped the hammer, ordered it since it said it was in stock, went through the payment process, used PayPal, and then it said it would be billed within 24 hours. Well, obviously, since PayPal is linked to my checking account, I assumed that it would automatically just hit it right then.
Roll right through, yeah.
Right. So Saturday came around, didn't see nothing. Sunday, obviously, didn't expect anything, it being Sunday, but just still didn't see nothing. Monday, didn't see anything. So I'm at work about 1 o'clock, 1 p.m. I'm like, hey, I emailed them, their customer service. Their customer service was kind of tricky to get a hold of. You have to kind of really dig through the website to find it. Found it. Contacted them. I got an email back really quick. I thought guy was like, "Hey, I just noticed that it's shipping today." And another reason why I emailed him is because the order status still showed open. Like it hadn't been no changes since the moment I purchased it. So I was like, and my bank account still hasn't been hit.
You're like, what the hell?
Right. So I'm thinking that they fucking honeydicked me and made me think they had one in stock and it wasn't in stock. And now I got to wait until the next batch is released.
Which isn't going to be for a while.
Actually, no, they're putting them out in increments.
Oh, really? I heard GameStop told me when we went into GameStop, because we obviously went there first when we started looking for them, realizing that was stupid. They were never going to have them. They told me it wasn't going to be till like the end of April or early May that they were expecting to have any more in stock. Now, I don't know if that means like for the mail order stuff, kind of like what you did, like where you order it and they send it to you.
I know that what Nintendo is doing, like I said, they're still doing the incremental rollout. So they're not like just dumping everything they have, making it available. They're doing it. It might be. I think what I heard. I think end of March is going to be the next one. I don't know about GameStop, but I heard that they're going to move some, like infuse some into society.
That's cool.
End of March, just so that way, like I said, nobody can one time buy up everything
buy it
and
all
then break price on them. But so Monday they emailed me. They said, "Hey, we just noticed. It looks like your order's ready to ship today." I was like, "Fuck yeah!" So it shipped that night. I got it the next day, and I was stoked. I was like, "Yeah, I'm tracking it and shit." Well, I get home, it's just the fucking console, so I have no game to play with it, and I'm like fucking pissed.
And you didn't have your Pro Controller either, right?
And not the Pro Controller.
Right.
So So the one day goes by, I basically just stare at it like this is bullshit. I look at some games in the eShop. There's like 5 games. 2 of them look semi-interesting. I go and email them the following day. Or no, I emailed them right then. I'm like, "Hey, where's the rest of my shit?" And they said, "Well, it doesn't look like it's shipped yet." And then the next, like it took 2 more days. So Thursday.
No, dude, it was Friday.
No, it was Friday. Yeah, Friday. Well, Thursday I get an email saying that it's shipped, and its expected delivery is on the it was on the 9th, and I'm like, "Oh, cool, maybe it's gonna be there when I get home." I get home, nothing,
and then it wasn't.
So I'm like, "Fuck." It was just like, I guess the ticket was or the package was delivered to UPS,
and so like so that you guys that are listening understand like why this is, in hindsight, kind of funny, is because I didn't know diddly dick about the Switch. Pirate was the one that was really excited about it. My wife wanted one, and I was like, I'd kind of seen Zelda, and as a kid, I was a huge Zelda fan. I played on a regular Nintendo. I played Ocarina of Time. I never played the Mask of
Majora's Mask. Well, there was also Link to the Past on Super Nintendo. Don't forget that one. That one was good.
I think I played that one too. I can't remember. But anyway, like, so I was pretty excited about the Zelda. My wife wanted to play Mario Kart, which we didn't realize doesn't come out till April. So we're gonna.
And you found out after you bought it, right?
After we had purchased the. So she was a little bummed, but we're gonna pre-order Mario Kart. So she's happy that we got the Switch because it's still gonna be difficult to get. But so we go through Craigslist and we basically pay right at list price. Really, I mean, not far off of list price. We paid $400 for the system with the controller.
With the Pro controller?
With the Joy-Cons, no Pro controller. So it was like $450 with the game.
So you paid $150 over basically.
Right. So not terrible.
Actually, no. You
considering we got it on Saturday, and on last Saturday night, I was playing Zelda, and I've been this entire time while Pirate's struggling to get his shit together, not from any fault of his own, obviously, but like he's looking forward to playing this thing that he had already been looking forward to. I'm just blowing his phone up about how good this game is. Did you get it yet? I can't wait to talk to you about it. This game is so fucking good. You're gonna love it. Is it there? You know. And so finally, yesterday, as we're recording this, he gets it, and well, let's talk about it. I mean, I'll give my opinion really quick, and then we can kind of talk about some of the game. We haven't I don't think spoilers are a thing, but spoilers for the video game, I guess. I don't know. We won't give away too much of how to do stuff or anything like that. I love it. The graphics are super cool. The control is, it takes a minute to get used to, but it's pretty good. You have to make sure that the Switch controller is like in direct line of sight with the docking station, or sometimes it gets a little wonky with especially the left stick for whatever reason. And it's a common problem, actually. I did a little research on it.
I have not had any trouble with mine, and my docking station is at a weird angle on my TV because it kind of blocks my TV for like the portion of it. But yeah, I haven't had any problem with the Joy-Cons. I haven't had, and then the Pro Controller, I haven't had any. The Pro Controller is fucking great. I love that thing.
But yeah, so the game itself, it's massive. As far as Zelda games go, far and away the biggest. Huge map, massively expansive. The story seems very in-depth. It is not an easy game. You cannot just breeze right through this game. You can't go through it and not die. I mean, there are... this is not going to be a surprise. You learn this in the first 10 minutes of playing, but there's towers that you have to climb that unlock, or not unlock, but...
opens up the map.
Yeah, it like shows you on your mini-map. Like,
it basically turns it basically like Assassin's Creed. Like,
yeah, it like reveals the map.
You synchronize yourself to the map, basically.
Yeah. So you have to climb these towers, and there's some of these towers. I'm obviously a little bit further in the game than Pirate is, but some of these towers I've died 15, 20, 25 times just trying to get to the top of the tower to unlock this section of the map, to reveal that section of the map. So the game itself is really difficult. Some of it is frustrating, but some of it is entertainingly challenging, which I think is a really fine balance between like making something hard that somebody wants to keep trying over and over and over versus just pissing someone off to where they're going to shut the fucking system off and sell the game. You know? And I think they did a really nice job of balancing it. I absolutely love this game.
Yeah, I'm like I said, I'm only maybe about 3 hours into it, 4 hours into it. But it's little things in this game that, for instance, yesterday, I was trying to go to this one shrine, and I kept taking like damage from the cold, like, because it even has a temperature of the elements. Like if it's too hot versus too cold, you're going to start taking damage. So I was on the phone with Fox, and I'm like, dude, what the fuck, man? Like, do I have to find like a coat or something? And he's like, no. He's like, you can do a couple different ways to do it, like carry a torch. He's like, or you can
build a fire.
And then he's like, if you find peppers, you can bake stuff with peppers, and it like gives you cold resistance. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, shit, I just found a bunch of peppers. Let me try this. I did it. Sure enough, fucking got both of them, no problem.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things that I really like about the game is, and we were kind of talking about this a little bit before the podcast started. So the neat thing about this game is that the actions of performing the tasks to unlock the different things and achieve the different story markers and things like that to progress the story along and unlock weapons and hearts and stamina and things like that, those are challenging enough that me talking to Pirate, even though I'm further in, and saying, oh, he's, you know, if he's like, oh, I'm trying to find such and such village, I've already got that section of the map unlocked. It doesn't really detract much from the game for me to say, oh, if you're right here, you just need to go northeast to get to that village. It points him in the right direction so he's not wasting 4 hours trying to find it on a map that's not, you know, revealed yet in your mini-map, but it's still going to be hard. Like, once you get there, or even the journey there might be difficult, you know, and that's what I really like about it. So that combined with the fact that, like you said, there's multiple different ways to do stuff. You just started playing yesterday, and you already told me some shit that I didn't know about how to use the Kokoro seeds.
Oh, yeah.
And about the hammer. I didn't even realize that there was a fucking mineral hammer or whatever the fuck it is. You know, there's so much involved in this game that it feels like a Nintendo RPG, almost like a third person RPG. because you can make all the elixirs, you can bake all the fucking foods, you can go wherever you want. You can try, you can choose to upgrade your health or your stamina. You can change your armor out for different stuff. You can use whatever weapons you want, or arrows, or whatever. I mean, it's crazy. You can ride a horse. You can not ride a horse at all if you don't want to. You can, like you said, you have to deal with the elements. Right before we started recording, I unlocked the part of the map where there's a volcano. I didn't fly right at the volcano with my little hang glider deal, but I was just trying to cut across, and I went over top of like a little stream of lava. The air was too hot. Caught that bitch on fire and killed me. Didn't even know that was a thing. So it's like it keeps layering more stuff that you have to factor in to your decisions. I don't know. I mean,
yeah, there's a lot of different ways to approach, pretty much everything in that game. There's no real like linear path to take.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And then the other cool, really interesting part are the shrines. So there's these different shrines throughout the map, a ton of them. I have no idea. It has to be over 40 of them for sure. All around the map, and it's little challenges to unlock, what are they called? Spirit orbs. And every 4 spirit orbs you get, you can choose to either get another heart of health or upgrade your stamina a little bit. And some of those fucking shrines are tough. I don't know if have you been to any that you were not able to solve yet?
No, all the ones I went through are pretty easy.
Pretty basic ones.
Yeah, well, the first 4 when you get the ruins, that's those are pretty.
Yeah, those are pretty straightforward.
Yeah, you just use the ruin throughout it, but I haven't been to any that I found. I found one that I haven't even figured out how to get in the son of a bitch yet. It's like surrounded by like thorns and stuff, so I have to like drop down and fly into the door.
That's the one by the horse stable, right?
Yeah. So
you got to fly down into that bitch.
Yeah, I was
get
like,
up
on
top of the horse stable. Climb up to the top of the horse stable and sail right into that hooker.
I was looking at the waterfall above it, but okay, horse stable, that's easier than fucking waterfall.
That's what I did anyway.
Okay.
So fucking some of those things are, and this is really neat. I don't know if you've noticed this, but like when you're aiming your bow, if you tilt your controller, your bow will go, which makes it sometimes really difficult to fucking, especially if you've been drinking a little bit, to shoot the bow. It can get fucking challenging. You're trying to hit a rope or something. I'm buying arrows all the goddamn time because I'll be trying to hit a rope or something. I'll miss it 2-3 times because been playing for 3 hours and had 4 or 5 beers and shit's just little wobbly. But the shrines, some of them, there are shrines where you actually have to control like a piece of ground. It's like, those puzzles that they used to make, the wooden puzzles where you turn the knobs and it moves the platform and you had to roll the like little marble around the holes.
Yeah.
There's shit like that where you have to do it with the controller, like moving the controller around. It's fucking hard.
Wow.
It's hard.
I haven't came across those yet. I think the trickiest one that I did was where you had to use the time to like freeze the grounds and shit's moving, and you have to get balls into like a little pit.
Yeah.
That's probably the hardest one I've done. But once I figured out like, oh, the balls go in there. Okay, that makes sense now.
Yeah, it's it's fun. It's a learning process for sure, and I think it's one of those things like once you kind of hit your stride, more of them start making sense, and you're like, oh, okay, that's how I do this. Okay, this is how I need to do that one. And I think I've finally started to get to that point where they're not as frustrating as they were at first, because I didn't know where like that Kakariko village was early in the story, so I was just roaming around, and I was just bumping into those fucking shrines. I got a bunch of them unlocked that I haven't completed yet, because I was like, I'd see them like super early on, and it's like pretty difficult one. And I'm like, I don't fucking know how I'm supposed to do this shit. Fuck this. And then some of them you have to fight robots. Some of them you got to fight a guardian.
Yeah. There was one. It wasn't. I don't think it was a Guardian that I went to, but
It's
it was
like
one of the.
well, maybe it's not a guardian, but it's like a little spinny robot, and he'll be holding like a shield and a
Yeah.
sword. Or the harder
Yeah.
ones, he'll be holding like a shield and two swords.
Mm.
And so, like, those are. I'm kind of working my way up on those because combat is kind of challenging in this game too. I think
It is.
You got to really like learn how to use your shield.
Yeah. Well, plus, I mean, just fighting a group with, two swords and one spear is just, it can be challenging in itself. Like, because you go into combat, I mean, you have to address the spear guy because if not, the two sword guys flanks you and the spear guy just spins around and hits everybody.
Yeah,
So-
it's tough, and some of the guys, and maybe it's because now I've been focusing on unlocking the whole map, or as much as I can. I'm probably venturing into areas of the map that I'm not like ready
Oh, yeah.
for yet,
Yeah.
and so like I'm bumping into these guys that have like 300-400 hit points, and
Fuck.
it's like they hit you one time with anything, and you're dead instantly. Like
Yeah.
just. I mean, and I have 5 hearts. You start with 3 hearts. I have 5 hearts. One hit, it's done. It's over. Game over. So, it's a humbling video game, but man, it's like I said, they did a really, really nice job of balancing the humbling aspect of, man, I can't wait to play it again. I can't
Yeah.
wait to get more, which is great for a story mode video game like that because some of those bitches, man, if they're too hard like that, people will just be like, nah, fuck this, I'm out.
Well,
See ya.
that's like that. I also bought the game. I Am Setsuna, I
Mhm.
think is what it's called. It's that Japanese RPG by Square Enix.
Square Enix.
Enix. And it feels just like Final Fantasy. It's got that feel to it. But man, that fucking game, dude, is like, it's challenging.
Sure. Sure.
But it's not as in depth as Breath of the Wild by any stretch of the means. But and it's basically walk to this point, do this mission type thing. But yeah, I pretty much got stuck on a boss on that game Thursday night. Was like, I'm done.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
like,
It's very easy
keep
for
on
that to
playing.
happen. If it's like, if you just get smashed, you're just like, well, fuck this. Like,
Mm-hmm.
so, okay. So before we move on to the last couple things that we've got to talk about here, because we've already tore up 30 minutes talking about the Nintendo Switch. What, so out of the like recent games that you have played or been released, where do you rank Zelda Breath of the Wild?
Well, I mean, it's kind of tricky for me because when I rank video games,
I would say
rank
rank
all together.
Yeah,
like,
I would say rank it with like campaign games, like story
Okay.
mode. So like if you're
RPGs.
going against Call of Duty, I would say rank it against the story mode of Call of Duty, not
well, I would not rank any Call of Duties in campaigns. Like none of those even make my top 10. I don't think.
I would agree with that statement entirely. But that was just an example.
Okay. I would say let's just say if I'm gonna pick my top 5, probably number 1's Final Fantasy VII for me. That's my number 1.
All right, okay.
My number 2, man, probably Fallout, either Fallout 3 or Fallout 4. Probably, I think Fallout 3 was a little bit better in some things, but Fallout 4 just visually really was good. Breath of the Wild, as of it is right now, it has potential to beat that. I don't know. We'll see. Breath of the Wild, I'm gonna put it 3, and then after that, it's probably. Ooh, wait, hold on. I'm gonna change my number 2. Number 2 campaign, Medal of Honor.
Warfighter.
No, Tier 1.
Yeah, that's the one I meant. Yeah, Tier
Yeah.
1. Yeah.
Tier 1,
Yeah,
best
yeah.
campaign. One of the best campaigns I've ever played.
Yeah, I agree completely with that. That was the one that I was going to say, man, you forgot about this one.
Yeah, that one just chimed in. Then I'm going to go to Fallout. Then I'll go to fucking probably this one.
Yeah, mine's going to have to be similar. Number one for me is probably going to have to be Skyrim, probably.
I never got that in depth to Skyrim. I borrowed it from you, but if I would have had my own copy, I would have probably did. But what I'm excited for is it's coming out for the Switch.
Yes, it is.
So I'm definitely going to pick that up, and I'm definitely probably going to try to get balls deep in that one.
So that one's right up there. I would say Zelda and Warfighter, or I'm sorry, Tier 1, Medal of Honor Tier 1 are right there, kind of tied for second. If you guys haven't, on a separate note, if you guys have not played Medal of Honor Tier 1, go out and pick that game up. I'm going to look right now.
Like $10.
I bet it's cheap as shit right now.
It's like 5 years old, maybe 6, 7 years old. God,
I
like 7 years old.
Are you sure it wasn't Warfighter?
No, Warfighter was the second one.
I don't see in Tier 1 anywhere.
Medal of Honor Tier 1.
I think it's Warfighter.
No, Warfighter was the second one.
I don't
know.
Let's get a fact check. All right, Medal of Honor. Let's see here. Medal of Honor series. Games. There is no Tier 1 game. Yeah, I think he's wrong. He doesn't realize it yet, though. I think it was just called Medal of Honor. Yeah, it was just called Medal of Honor. There he is. It was just called Medal of Honor.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say it was just called Medal of Honor.
So for PS3, you can buy this game right now for $3 from GameStop. Here's what it looks like.
Probably got a little glare on there.
There you go. Medal of Honor. That's the limited edition version.
And it's got Medal of Honor Frontline bonus with it. That was another good campaign. Storming the beaches of Normandy.
100%
right out of the gate.
This game is worth it. I mean, I would pay, if I had not played this game and I knew how good it was, I would pay $60 to play this game right now on PlayStation 3. It's that good.
One of the best campaigns.
Oh, absolutely.
Shooters especially.
Oh, it's hands down the best shooter campaign ever made.
Don't even worry about the multiplayer because I was not a fan of the multiplayer. But the fucking campaign, I went through I don't know how many times.
Yeah, I played it good 2 or 3 times easily.
Yeah.
It's super cool. The sniping, they got some really cool sniper parts. It's just badass. It's super good. So make sure you guys check that out if you're interested in that kind of stuff. Okay, we've talked enough about Zelda and Switch for now. If you're listening to this and you got a Switch, and you're playing Zelda or some other games, I know there's a couple other games that are out, Bomberman, a couple other things. Let us know what you think in the comment section. I'm interested to see what you guys out there think of this.
Also, I don't know if we should do it now or save it for the end, but I'm gonna lick.
Oh, do it right now. I want to see this shit. Hold on, your camera's frozen. Okay, there you go. All right,
ready? Should I just put it all on my tongue like a drop of acid, or should I just lick it? Or
I think you should just lick it because you don't want to ruin your game.
All right. Oh God. It's. I don't even know what that tastes like.
Don't lick that side, idiot. That's the side that.
It's kind of funky.
He's like, ooh, that's not bad. I'm gonna buy one to eat later.
It's like.
Yeah. So you guys that don't know.
Oh man, it's in my mouth. It's like it's in the back of my throat now.
Take a drink of something. So
Hold on.
the reason that Pirate did that is Nintendo is now putting a bittering agent on their video games because the games are small. They're like the size of an SD memory card. So they don't want kids to eat them. So what they're doing is they're putting a bittering agent on it so that like if a kid was to put it in their mouth, they would spit it out because it tastes like crap. There's a ton of videos of people doing that on online and having the exact same. You can still see the look of just disgust on Pirate's face right now. It looks like he's still not pretty pleased with how his mouth tastes. But so yeah, that's kind of the story behind that. Don't do it. I'm not going to try it. Obviously, it doesn't taste.
I think
good.
no, do it. No, everyone should do it. Misery enjoys company.
Yeah, sure,
It's
sure. Thor Ragnarok. Got some new photos of Thor, Helena. Is it Helena or
Oh God.
Is it Helena? Helen? The fuck? I don't remember. And also Jeff Goldblum's character, which I can never remember the name of.
Oh yeah. Jeff Goldblum. The photo of him looks kind of weird.
Yeah, I don't know how Grandmaster. That's yeah. That's Jeff Goldblum's character's Grandmaster. It looks like something straight out of the comic books, though. For real.
Yeah.
Like, you got to give him credit there. It looks cool. Thor looks bad as fuck. You know, he's got the red stripes on his face. He's using swords instead of the hammer, at least in that particular picture. He's got short hair now. Yeah, looks cool. I'm excited to see it. I think it's going to be awesome. Hela. Valkyrie and Loki. Okay. Anyway. The X-Men TV show. I don't know if you're excited about this. I'm not. I couldn't really give two shits.
I need to get caught up on so many shows right now.
I know.
It's like
there's almost too many out there. But they named it. They gave us a name of the show. It's going to be called Gifted.
Is Fox doing this? I'm assuming.
I think so. I'm not 100% sure. I couldn't. This is more. Maybe we'll talk about this next week when Topher gets back from his vacation. We'll put a pin in that and talk about it next week. James Cameron announced that his Avatar sequel will be delayed.
You mean sequels?
Yes, it was
because they're shooting multiple at once, right?
Right, and that's the reason. Number 2 was supposed to come out at the end of 2018. They will be delayed. We don't know how long, because he is doing all 4 sequels at once. 2, 3, 4, and 5, all together.
I wonder if they're going to be as long as the first one was.
I think they're supposed to be at least that long.
Because they're treading on breaking the grounds for the limited edition or the extended edition Lord of the Rings now at this point.
Oh, they're going to crush that. Are you kidding me?
4?
They're doing 5 total. There'll be 5
crushed.
Avatars. They're going to destroy it. Yeah, they're going to crush it.
15 hours worth of film.
At least.
No way. The extended editions were longer than 15 hours. I think they're like 17 hours.
Lord of the Rings.
For 3 films.
Extended edition length. We need a calculator. Do you have a calculator?
I have my phone. Let me pull it up here. Calculator. All right, go.
208 minutes.
Okay.
And the second one was 223 minutes.
Okay.
And then the third one was 251 minutes.
11 hours and 37 minutes.
So there you go. That's the mark to beat. Seems like they're trying.
I thought it was way longer than that. Maybe that's...
it feels like it when your ass is sitting there watching them. That's for fucking sure.
Did I tell you about the...
Yeah.
There was...
Yeah, we went over it on the...
Yeah.
On the podcast. Yeah.
The marathon.
At the theater, yeah. Mm-hmm. Last bit of news that we've got. A little bit of a short episode today, but that's okay. we're just waiting on the rest of our crew to get back into town and stuff. Last bit of news today. Domino has been cast for the Deadpool sequel. It's going to be Zazie Beetz.
Zazie Beetz. Unfamiliar with that person. I don't believe.
I don't know who this woman is either. I'm gonna see.
IMDb her now.
Yeah, I'm gonna see what she's known for. Atlanta, the TV series, looks like the big thing. Yeah, that's pretty much the big thing. That's really.
Oh yeah, I've seen her in something before. Where's her filmography?
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen her in anything. So, but.
Oh, nope, no, I haven't.
Just kidding. So yeah, she's gonna be Domino, I guess. So I don't know. I'm excited about that movie. Just period. It's gonna be. I'm sure it's gonna be hilarious. Like.
Well, have you seen? You haven't seen Logan yet, have you?
No, I have not.
So
did you see it?
Yeah, there is.
Don't give it a review on it because I'm sure Topher's going to want to talk about it next week.
Yeah,
and we got a comment actually from one of our viewers saying that it was potentially the best comic book movie out there.
I thought it was amazing.
Really,
I thought it was amazing.
God damn it.
Seriously,
I'm gonna end up eating my words. I'm gonna have to go see it or something.
The story of it, the story is
overwhelms the shitty special effects.
Agreed. It does. It really does. It's
That's saying
the
something.
Raw, gritty Logan. It's the Wolverine.
The way they portray him.
He is. It is.
Finally,
it is what we should have had. Like, even though he's older and it's not as like if they would have took his personality and put it in the younger, more fit and more
would have been crazy.
Oh my god, dude! Like Wolverine would have been the greatest franchise ever.
Man,
you know what I mean? Like zero complaints would have came out of the comic. Well, no, I take that back. There will always be complaints coming out of the comic book world, but yeah, no, I thought it was fantastic.
Damn, I'm gonna probably have to check it out then. So I don't know. We'll talk about it more next week. I'm sure Topher's gonna have a lot to say. But that's pretty much it for this episode. No, it's a little bit of a shorter episode, but get out there, play your Nintendo Switches, and let us know what you think. I'm Fox2, and we got the Pirate.
See ya.